Target practice under the eyes of President Nicolas Maduro. It took place at Fort Paramacay, where in 2017 a group of soldiers rose up against the government. This time, it was about showing loyalty.
Are you plotting a coup? Or are you constitutionalists? Traitors never, always loyal.
Leales siempre. Así debe ser.
Maduro sees the hand of Western governments behind opposition protests. He says they're trying to overthrow him. He knows the military is key to staying in power. Opposition leader Juan Guaido is trying to convince the military to join his side. Following a church service for victims of violent street clashes, he made a direct appeal.
Venezuelan soldiers, I'm talking to you. This is the moment to be on the Constitution's side. Don't be afraid.
Guaido's supporters are spreading out across the country, going to army barracks to spread the word. Guaido has proposed an amnesty in a bid to convince Venezuelan soldiers to join the opposition. None of the soldiers wants to be seen switching sides on camera. One says that the military is still firmly on the side of Maduro, but Juan Guaido and his supporters hope that this will change in the coming days.
Let's get more now from Jennifer Camino Gonzalez. She's a Venezuelan journalist with DW in Bonn. Jennifer, how important is the military's role in resolving this crisis?
Well, they're critical. I mean, this is the institution in Venezuela that decides, honestly, because they have the weapons, who is in power and who's not at a critical moment like this. Of course, the top leadership has sided with Maduro, but the thing is, it is about the lower ranks. If the lower ranks break from the military, then the military weakens, and then they have to sort of, in a divided situation, they could mean the difference between Maduro being strong and Maduro being weak. And so right now, as the top brass is backing him, the opposition is clearly going for those people in the barracks, those people at the lower ranks, to try to make the difference right there.
Now, talking about the opposition, the self-declared President Guaido, who is Maduro's rival at this point, is calling for public protests this week on Wednesday and Saturday. Numerous people were killed in previous protests. What can we expect this time?
Well, you should expect a showing because the opposition and its supporters are fired up right now. This declaration, this proclamation of this interim presidency has really breathed new life into the opposition. Now, of course, there's a fear, and many people fear of reprisals, of violence, but they know that the world is watching. So I think that we should expect people to come out. But this is also going to be the test, how many people actually come out. Can the opposition bring another showing quite like the one in the last week on the 23rd of January? It remains to be seen, but I would say that they will come out.
Now, several European governments, including Germany, have said they will recognize Guaido as president if Maduro doesn't call fresh elections by Sunday. Any chance of Maduro doing that?
It's not likely. Maduro knows that if he were to have an election, it would also be heavily monitored because they haven't just asked for an election. They've asked for a credible election. And this is exactly the problem. The last election that he held, he can hold elections. It's just that the last election was basically deemed a sham. It was not credible. And so he would not want to invite all of that international attention. Not to mention that if a credible election were to take place, it is not likely that he would win. He doesn't seem to have a hold on the population that he used to. So it would be shocking to me if he did. And if he did do that, it's not likely that the election would actually be credible.
Now, for people who are just coming in on this crisis, Venezuela has been dealing with it for a while. Remind us again what led to Guaido declaring himself interim president.
So Guaido has declared himself interim president based on the Constitution. The Venezuelan Constitution allows for this because if a president is, in the case of what they say, which is illegitimate, or if a president is not present, then it falls on the National Assembly president to be the interim president until elections can be called. Now, what led to this? Well, basically 2017 is the key year. That is when Maduro decided to strip the National Assembly off of its power and create an alternate legislature. And so because the National Assembly is controlled by the opposition, it basically stripped the opposition from any power. So, of course, this was a move that he won. But now this is the next step.
Jennifer, thank you so much. Jennifer Camino Gonzalez there talking to us from Bonn.